Hey, good morning. Amber here with a message about energetic sovereignty because living beyond the mask starts with heart, and the E in heart is all about energetics. So this is a subject that is probably kind of new for most of the people that I run into, is really considering energetics. Um, I personally am a 1-3 projector with 7 undefined centers. So what does that mean? It means that energetics matter to me. It means I can feel a lot of things. Just there, it's like it's going through my body, and I don't always get to control what comes in and um, what is affecting me in the moment, but I do get to manage it. And so that is something that I am really a study of, is managing the energetics of what my experience is. So the first thing that I want to say is, if this is like kind of something that you're not familiar with, it's okay. Like, it's really, truly okay. Energetics are, I'm thinking of, energies, and we can think of emotions as energy in motion. So you have experience with energetics already because you are human, and so you have experienced emotions. Some of those emotions may or may not be yours, depending on how your human design is and how empathic you are. So just know that there's always energy everywhere. We may not be able to see it, but it's there. We know that it can have an effect on us. And so it's a matter of understanding, kind of what all is going on in the unseen world in relationship to the world that I see, feel, and hear, and taste and smell on a daily basis. So energetic sovereignty is something that it's really quite important if you are an energy worker or a healer or something of that nature. That is maybe starseed might be a word that aligns with you. Projector, obviously, if you are a projector in human design, energetics really matter to you, more than you probably are aware of. And it just becomes something that can, if we're not careful, can kind of sweep us away. And that's where this sovereignty piece is really starting to hit home for me. And it feels like I'm in an exploration and a contemplation of what is energetic sovereignty. So I look at it as it's as important as our hygiene practice. So energy hygiene is another way to refer to it. But the phrase this morning was energetic sovereignty. So having freedom in your energy field, the freedom from and the freedom to me is all what sovereignty is. It's not having anything be hooked into it. It's allowing you to feel your own energy system without the influence of other people's energies influencing it. And that can be a challenge, especially when we're first learning. And I feel like I've been playing around in energetics for like 10 years already, and I'm still learning. So something that is a part of energetic sovereignty is paying attention to, where is your focus going? Where are you participating at? So online, we've turned into an online world, and online spaces are everywhere. There's just an infinite number of online spaces that are available to us. And one thing that I have been really looking at over the last couple of weeks is, what are those online spaces that I am energetically aligned, contributing to? Let me say that. What am I contributing to? Because they may or may not be aligned at this time. They may have been aligned at the very beginning, but they may no longer be aligned. And that's something that, something for you to take stock of, to take inventory of, is what are all of those? And I'm thinking about different courses. Like if you signed up for a course and you're in this container with anywhere from one other person to thousands of other people, that can have an effect on you and your energetics. So, for example, maybe you went on a retreat, and that retreat was this beautiful experience when you were in the retreat, and then you came home, but there wasn't an energetic cutting off point, and so maybe people are still connecting with each other. Um, and that may or may not still serve you. So it takes a little bit of focusing on our intuition and asking the question, is this still to my highest benefit to be included in this? And I know for me, when I start to get thoughts of, ooh, I need to get out of this, ooh, I need to get out of this, and I haven't taken an action, that then can start to have kind of an oppression or a suppression onto my energy field. So we are getting these little insights and these little tips from our own being that says, hey, look at this, and make a decision and take an action. Sometimes that decision is, no, it's still okay. I need to wait a little bit longer. And sometimes that feedback is, no, it's now time. So I just actually removed myself from a couple of these kinds of containers over the last couple of weeks. They're powerful containers, and I've been in those containers for quite some time. And I also am feeling like this energy draw and drained, and I can't figure out what's going on with that. It's like, why do I keep feeling tired and fatigued and like I go through these ups and downs. And another aspect of energetic sovereignty that I don't really have a lot of control over are planetary transits. There are planetary transits that are happening in astrology that are pretty big. It's pretty big. There's a lot of energy that is flowing onto planet Earth, that the solar system is actively moving around and adjusting and changing. And I am feeling some of that. I definitely am feeling some of that. And I want to at least have cognizance that that is an influence on my energetics. I may not be able to control it as much, but I might be able to manage it better when I know what's happening. So, for instance, this morning I was scheduled to go to a baseball game. And I actually woke up in the middle of the night with this idea that I needed to cut out of a group container. And so in that moment, in the middle of the night, I removed myself from that group container. It's a group chat. And I just felt like, okay, now's the time. And then what proceeded to happen was I got insight to another one that I needed to close. And then I got word of, hey, do you feel like going to this baseball game today? And I will note that there's a couple of factors here. My son is the baseball player that I'm following, and I get to enjoy him on the baseball field. And right now he is hurt. So he's actually not playing on the baseball field. He's contributing to his team. He is a member that is showing up, and he is, off to the side, and I can hear what he has to say during the games, but I don't actually get to watch him physically play. And so that to me is an opportunity for me to dial back on attending the games and feeling into whether that's aligned or not. And so the energy today was stay home. Stay home and let's play around. And I actually had this insight while I was taking a shower to lay out a grid. And so I'm going to be tapping in and tuning into a grid, crystal grid, in my sanctuary space. So as a result of cutting that energy and having that energy no longer be in these other places, I started then to tap into some creativity. Some creativity became available. And so I had some other ideas. I wonder what it would be like to have crystal grids in hospitals, I wonder what it would be like to offer a sanctuary space, an energetically purified space where the healers, the physical healers, like the doctors and nurses and the staff that work in the hospitals, what if they had a location within their workplace that allowed them to energetically clear and reset when they needed it? And so these ideas don't come in until I am energetically sovereign. And then I can receive these beautiful ideas. Now, do I do anything with them? That's a different story, but I can receive the energy and I can interpret the energy because I've now removed some of the pulls and the draws of the energy that was at play with my field. So that's just one aspect, maybe two aspects of energetic sovereignty. Other things to look at when you're considering where does your energy go, what kind of relationships are you in, and do you feel obligation energy or do you feel overflow energy? Because there's a big difference in how you are contributing energetically to those. Is your cup feeling full and you have this overflow that then makes it really easy to give to others? Or is your cup empty and you're giving more from an empty space and an obligation space? And so then it actually is becoming very, very draining to you, and then other people can feel that as well. So those are just a few things that you can look at as to what's energetically draining you. Another thing would be, what feels good in my body. If it feels good and it brings me joy and I'm having a pleasure experience of connecting in with that, then that's probably something that is supporting you and valuable for you. If it's something that feels like, oh man, not this again, I don't really feel like going, I don't want to sit there and do this thing, or maybe it's causing just like this frustration within your field, or maybe like you're like, I have better things I could be doing with my time and my energy. Then note to self, that's a signal, that's a flag. Pay attention, lean into that, because you may actually find that you pulling back and saying no to those things that are draining your energy then help you reestablish and fulfill that cup again so that you can be refreshed and recharged and be available energetically once again. So energetic sovereignty, just like energetic hygiene, it's important. Don't discount it. Start to pay attention to it, because energetics really do actually matter. We're building this heart-centered experience. It's a new experience. And so we've got to learn how to listen with our heart. So that's all I have for now. I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you this next inspiration.